good evening, and welcome to another edition of Attack Rap. Zach Scribner, Adrien Mouseeau, joined alongside two forwards for the Owen Sound Attack this week, Ethan Burroughs, Gavin Bryant. Guys, how are you?
Pretty good. How are you guys doing?
Doing good. Ethan?
I'm doing good as well.
Good. Well, busy day yesterday, Halloween. What did you guys dress up as this year?
Me and Seed went together. I was a golfer, and he was my caddy. So yeah, that's pretty good. He did spell my last name wrong on his caddy bid, but that's okay.
That's good. Me and Bars were Goose and Mav from Top Gun, so simple one there, yeah.
And before we go into all the OHL Player of the Week, what was your favorite costume you guys ever had as a kid?
I don't know.
I always wore those, there's the full-on bodysuits where it would just be like the one color. I was like a green guy from the
those guys from
horseshoes.
Yeah.
That's fun. I was a stormtrooper one year, I think, or something like that. I was Bruce Springsteen one year too in high school.
I was one of the dodgeball guys too. That was good.
Well, good week in attack land this week. Something I've honestly never seen before across the Ontario Hockey League. Let's now take a look at the OHL Player of the Week coming from the Owen Sound Attack. Denny Gurr, scoring 4 goals, 4 assists, alongside a plus-minus rating of +6 throughout 3 games. He was a crucial part of the Attack's perfect weekend, where he registered a career-high 4 points versus the Guelph Storm. Adrien, we had him on the show a few weeks. He had that famous line about his plus-minus last year. He's going to be happy from this past weekend.
Yeah, he's taking it to heart too, right? And we saw him this weekend on the penalty kill as well. So he's really focusing on his defensive zone and still putting up that offense. I said it many of times before the season. Never said it live on any air on air, but I think Hockey Canada might be taking a look at Denny Gurr for the World Juniors come December time if he keeps up this play.
Let's now take a look at the OHL Goaltender of the Week, and it was also the Attack's Player of the Week. Congratulations. Welcome to the OHL, Carter George. First off, Thursday, his first OHL game, stopping all 14 shots and turning aside all shootout attempts, 8 of them, versus the Barrie Colts. And then Sunday was his first career start, turning aside 27 saves of 28 shots versus the Kingston Frontenacs. You've been asking personnel we know alongside the entire OHL, have you ever seen a performance like this from a rookie netminder and across any of the teams in the OHL? And Adrien, stunned from his performance this past weekend.
I've never seen any rookie at any level of hockey, not even in my type team, put up a performance like Carter George put up this weekend. He was outstanding. And we talk about welcome to the OHL moments, like his is coming in relief down 5-1, and then going 15 for 15 in regulation and in overtime, and then going 8 for 8 in a shootout. For your first OHL victory, that's ridiculous and incredible. And it's a good start to his OHL career because he's going to be in Owen Sound for a long time.
So once again, congratulations, Danny. Congratulations to Carter George. The OHL's October Player of the Month, Performers of the Month, I should say, were announced today. Let's first take a look at the Player of the Month coming from the Flint Firebirds. Captain Brendan Othman is the Player of the Month, recording 23 points in 13 games. Of those 13 games, he had multi-point outings in 8 of those 13 games. The Defenseman of the Month is Anaheim Ducks prospect Pavel Menchikov of the Saginaw Spirit. He leads in defenseman scoring with 18 points over 13 games. He was +7 throughout October. Peterborough Pete's netminder Michael Simpson is the OHL Goaltender of the Month. He was 6-2, 0-1 with a 2.22 goals against average and a .923 save percentage. Simpson had the lowest goals against average in the league this year, and he is tied for most wins with 7. First overall draft selection from the latest OHL draft, Michael Misa is the OHL Rookie of the Month. He had 10 goals and 7 assists in 13 games for the Spirit. He was just 1 point shy of John Tavares' mark throughout 10 games and has outpaced Connor McDavid and Shane Wright. Michael Misa will be one player coached by Attack head coach Greg Walters at the U17 tournament. Let's now take a look at the top 10 in OHL scoring. You'll find 2 members of the Owen Sound Attack. First off, Ty Voigt continues to lead the league in scoring, 24 points on the season for the Sarnia Sting, 1 point behind Brendan Othman. 18 points, Adrien, one name sticks out from Owen Sound.
Cedric Gagnon, Montreal Canadiens draft pick. He just continues to quietly get a lot of points. It seems like every game he's racking up 1, 2, or 3 points per game, and he just crept up that list, and he's got 18 points. You look at his +5, he's doing it all without his wingman, Colby Barlow, as well. So it's been nice to see that he's been able to do that point production, and he got Julian Fantino going on Sunday.
Line shuffling was needed this past weekend with a few injuries up front for the Owen Sound attack. Said he had 6 points this past weekend, 2 goals and 4 assists. And with 17 points, we mentioned Michael Misa. Matthew Maggio looks like he's going to take Wyatt Johnson's top spot for the Windsor Spitfires. And you see OHL Player of the Week, Denny Gore. I mentioned it before, 4 goals, 4 assists, 2 players who weren't there last week creep up to the top 10 in OHL scoring for this week. Let's now take a look at the top 10 scores for the Owen Sound attack. Seti Gaindon leading the way, 1 point ahead of Denny Gore. Colby Barlow was out of all 3 games this past weekend. He's still third. He missed the entire weekend due to injury. Matthew Pappas looking like a steal of a trade from the Niagara Ice Dogs. Credit to Dale DeGray fitting in really well with this Owen Sound attack team. He's one of 3 players there with 12 points, including guest of the show, Ethan Burroughs and Servac Petrovsky. Should we call him center, Sam Sedley, at this point? He's 7th in team scoring, 9 points there. Julian Fantino, first 2 goals of the weekend, alongside Caleb Lawrence and Cal Ewens round out the top 10 in Owen Sound attack scoring. Let's now take a look at the Western Conference standings. Not much changing in the top 2 there. The Windsor Spitfires did lose their first game in regulation this past weekend. They're still first with 19 points, 1 point ahead of the Midwest Division leading Owen Sound attack. Man, credit to the Erie Otters. Owen Sound went there a few weekends ago. They've been on fire. Winners of 4 straight games, scoring 20 goals. They had a 3-3 this past weekend, putting up a ton of offense. Saginaw and Sarnia are tied for 4th with 15 points, 1 ahead of the Flint Firebirds. London is 7th with 11 points, 1 ahead of the Sioux Greyhounds. Kitchener have dropped 2 straight games. They are 9th in the Western Conference with 8 points. And in 10th are the Guelph Storm, who are 2-7, 1-0 in their last 10 games. Not a lot of change in the Eastern Conference as well. Ottawa continues to lead the top of the standings. They lost their first game this year versus Peterborough on Friday. The Mississauga Steelheads continue to lead their division with 17 points. Peterborough is on a 3-game win streak. They're 3rd in the conference. Kingston is 4th, 1 point ahead of the North Bay Battalion, who are 6-4 in their last 10. Barrie and Oshawa tied for 6th with 12 points. Niagara on a 5-game losing streak. They currently sit 8th. And Hamilton have dropped 6 straight games. They're tied for 9th spot with the Sudbury Wolves. Sudbury just firing their head coach this past week.
And then we'll finish off the news and notes with the CHL Team of the Month. And it starts off with, up front, you got Jordan Zumé of the Halifax Mooseheads, who in 12 appearances had 27 points. Connor Bedard of the Regina Pats, you'll be hearing that name a lot this year, as he's projected to go first overall in this year's NHL draft, had 29 points in 15 games. And rounding up the forward core was Logan Stankoven of the Kamloops Blazers, who will be hosting this year's Memorial Cup. On the back end was Valdor Forer McCallum, who had 19 points, counted 6 goals and 13 assists in 13 appearances, and also was defenseman of the month for the Ontario Hockey League, Pavel Minchikov of the Saginaw Spirit. And then between the pipes, we had Red Deer Rebels rookie netminder Kyle Kelsey, who was perfect through October, finding the win column 7 times in as many appearances with a .937 save percentage and a .195 goals against. Now, guys, you guys have been waiting here a long time to get to you guys, and we'll just start off talking about the guys that were notable this week, Carter George and Denny Go. You were drafted, Ethan, with alongside Denny 4 years ago already. You've seen his progression. It's crazy. You chuckle when you say 4 years ago. It's flown by. What have you seen in his progression since he was a 16-year-old alongside yourself?
He's always had the skill. Ever since I've met him, he's always been so skilled, and he's such a smart player, and he just keeps working harder and harder every day, and it's working out well for him.
And you say the skill, and then he's working hard, and that hard work has really been noticeable on the defensive side of his game. Since Christmas of last year, went +2, and now he's +7, so he's been a +9 since Christmas of last year. Have the guys around the team noticed the work that he's put in?
Yeah, definitely. He's taken more care in the defensive zone as well as getting some PK time, which he's been unbelievable there, and yeah, it's definitely showing.
Now, guys, we may have buried the lead, but Carter George, what can you say about the performance this past weekend from the rookie netminder getting called up from St. Mary's, coming here, putting in a great performance for you guys this weekend?
He was, you know what, he's just a confident kid. He's got that swagger to him that you look for in a lot of hockey players, and especially goalies. I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it, really. It's really cool to see just him being a rookie and all coming up and doing what he did this weekend was really cool. And he's a great kid off the ice, so it's great to see him successful on the ice.
This past weekend, we were standing there, Rick side, me, you, Colby, and he made that ridiculous save in the warm-ups. Do you remember it?
Yeah, I do.
Sliding post to post, huge glove save. And we looked at each other, we were like, hopefully he can do that in a game. And then he did it.
Yeah.
So was that a surprise to you? Like, you guys go up against him in practice. Did you, like, think that he would go, what, it was 27 saves out of 28 shots?
I mean, he's probably one of the hardest workers in practice, I would say. Like, he's always working on just little things, and no, he's definitely tough to shoot on in practice because he's so sound in his crease, and it doesn't surprise me one bit. He puts so much work in off the ice, as do our other goalies, and no, it's just, again, it's really good to see.
Reads the puck exceptionally well, you know, going 8 for 8 in the shootout. I have to ask, did he have any good lines for, you heard preseason, score me one, I got this, anything like that this time?
I think he said something. Someone said that he said, I don't forget what it was, but he did say something about, yeah. He's just got a ton of confidence.
We've got some work to do this year, Adrien.
So, first of all, congratulations to you both. You guys were named to the leadership corps this year as assistant captains. That must be something that you guys take with pride.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think I can speak for both of us. It's really cool. It's really exciting. But I think the biggest thing is, like, I mean, we have four guys with letters on their chest, but there's a handful of other guys that could get it in the room. So it's that type of team. We got lots of leaders in the room, lots of different leaders, and I think that's really good for a team, and that's why it's makes us such a good team and such a close team in the room for sure.
And I've seen your guys' leadership style since you guys were. For you, Gavin, you came to the team the pandemic year, and then you hopped on a Zoom call as a 16-year-old with my U11 girls team, and you were right in there talking to the girls all about leadership, all about how to be a good person in school and on the ice and in the locker room. And then Ethan, we see it day in, day out. I find your game you play an honest game. The way that you play the game, that's how I would want to teach people to play the game. Is hard on the defense, good on the offense. So what would you say about, Gavin, what would you say about Caleb? Ethan, holy cow. Ethan's leadership style and vice versa?
It'll be nice. No, I think, like you said, Ethan's what you look for in a leader out of in any sport, any player. Showing up to the rink every day with a smile on his face, makes all the guys laugh, and just going back to what you said, the most important part on the ice, he's a heart and soul guy on the ice. Everything he does is just with a grain of salt, and he's always bought into what the coaches are saying, and yeah, just what you look for in a leader, probably.
For Gavin, he's the nicest guy in the room. He's always chatting, making sure everyone's happy, keeping everyone in line, especially in practice. He's always making sure, you know, one drill goes wrong, Gavin's there to make sure, like, guys are on top of everything as well. On the ice, he works hard. Always talking on the bench, always making sure everyone's doing the right thing, so, yeah.
Your leadership skills led to the nickname on the back of your jersey. First off, did you get pressured into choosing, for those that don't know, I think it's Daddy Burr on your warm-up jersey?
With about 7 hours.
Yeah, just the dad of the team is the kind of the role that I got right now, just the mature one that keeps everyone in line, so yeah.
And Gavin, you decided to go with Gino. What's the backstory behind Gino?
Not a lot of guys on the team call me Gino at all, but it's kind of a nickname back home. I don't know where it came. I think it was Evgeny Malkin's nickname.
Yes, sir.
And I was a little bit of a Pens fan growing up, so I'd see in like the behind the scenes they'd call him that, and I thought it was pretty cool, so kind of went with that.
Smart guy. To the both of you, what's your favorite nickname on other players' jerseys, some of your top ones?
I think yours is pretty good. I like his. Yeah, his tells the whole story, right? Like you said, Teddy's is good.
Yeah, I like Teddy's. Yeah, Teddy's
funny.
just funny.
I think all of them. Have
I know
their own
all
story.
of them are great. So
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Menace. Denny.
Yeah,
Denny's
actually,
good.
yeah,
Denny's
yeah,
good.
Denny's
Yeah, I
is
really
good.
like Denny's. Yeah, but
Yeah, it's gotta be
everybody's
a top one
everybody's
for me.
is pretty funny. They got their own story to it. So.
Absolutely.
Cart's goal to go on with his Instagram.
His Instagram handle.
Colleague Greg Cowan pointed this out. Good promotion. Just put the ad in front of it. Everyone go follow him on
That's
it.
something he'd do.
Next year.
Let's talk your guys' season this year. Gavin, 10 games played, 3 goals, 1 assist. What were some personal goals you set aside for yourself this year coming into Owen Sound?
I think it was more like going into the summer. I think getting my feet going quicker in speed. I think that's what a lot of people do going into the summer, but that was a big thing for me. I think more of a consistency too on the ice and off the ice. Like if things are going well, just sticking and doing the same things and not lagging off. I think that was a big thing for me, especially off the ice. And I think consistency was the biggest thing, I think, coming into the season.
Kind of quietly went around the league last year for you. A 30-goal season's very impressive, and you didn't really hear your name mentioned. So 30 goals, 21 assists last year. This year already leading the team in shots on goal. What were some goals you had for this year?
I think just to keep improving from the season from last year, both on and off the ice. Gained a good amount of weight and muscle over the summer. I feel stronger out there, so that was a goal of mine coming into the year, just to be more confident, strong out there, and I think that'll just help with the goals and just continuing to do that, and as well as just again being a leader. This being my 3rd year now, just to kind of improve on that, and yeah.
Now, before we get into the highlights of the Barrie game, you guys went into the weekend with a depleted lineup. Yourself, you're out of the lineup. Colby Barlow, Nick Chenard, the list went on and on. You guys got Caleb Lawrence back into the lineup, but what was the mood around the room going into Thursday's game?
Just usual. We were all good. We got a great group of guys that always stay positive, and we have a deep team, and we know that it's obviously tough missing guys like Gavin and Colby, but we know that we just have to stick to the game plan and just come out and work hard every night, and we'll make a difference out there.
Now let's head into those highlights at Saddleland Arena from Thursday night in Barrie.
We're just getting the Mats. Bowden puts it in front. Loose puck. It's loose. Vierling will find it and scores. Collect it here for Owen Sound. Sedley at the point. Takes the shot. Scores. That looked like Caleb Lawrence may have got a stick on it. Oh, back to Vierling. One-timer scores. Evan Vierling, his 2nd of the night. At the point, Bo Akey with the shot. Scores. Bo Akey put it on net, but that looked to be deflected. Maybe Zach Weigel. A trip against Nolan Seed. So we'll see what the Colts do as Akey puts that one on goal, and it's in. Passing it to Ewens. Ewens with a shot. Scores. That one's tipped in. Then Igor finds Pappas. Pappas skating it ahead. Cuts through a few players. Still with it. Shot. Scores. What a play. Matthew Pappas. Sending that behind the Barrie net. Petrovsky after it. Petrovsky passing it. Shot. Scores on the one-timer. Caleb Lawrence is 2nd of the night. Leaves it for Burroughs. Burroughs across. Gandon with a shot. Puck's loose and they score. The Owen Sound attack down 5-1 have clawed their way back. Center ice. It's going to come to the near side. Forehand on George. Hate to the nets, and George is... Pappas coming on goal. Forehand, and Jordan flashes the leather. Pappas coming on goal. Backhand, but the puck got away from him. Sedley coming in. Goes to the backhand, forehand, and a classic poke. Matthews comes in on net. Cooper Matthews with a shot, stopped by... We'll see what Fantino can do. Comes in fast, slows down a bit, puts it 5-hole, and the Owen Sound attack have come back to defeat the Barrie Colts. Final score 6-5.
One of the most memorable comebacks for the Owen Sound attack as of late, down 5-1, clawing their way back, showing the character that's on this team this year, that never give up attitude, a 6-5 win over the Barrie Colts. Ethan, junior hockey, full of ups and downs. What was it like playing in that game and coming back for a rookie netminder in Carter George?
It was unreal. It was crazy. Obviously, you don't want to get down 5-1 in the game, but just that Carter stood on his head to give us a chance, and then the offense just kept rolling in, and for him to shut the door as well, and Tino to get that shootout winner, it was unbelievable.
I mean, hey, credit to Anson Thornton. What a save! It's probably going to be candidate for save of the year, but both goalies allowing one goal in 16, 17 attempts it was a really exceptional shootout when you think about it. You saw it in the highlight pack there. Caleb Lawrence returns to the lineup, made an impact right away after missing 7 games. Some guys on previous shows have said he's the smartest player on the team this year. Ethan, what did you see from Caleb Lawrence this weekend that made him so successful in his return back to the lineup?
I think, first of all, the effort that he was putting in to get himself back into the lineup, I think that really paid off for him, getting those 2 goals against Barrie. And it's just the way he plays the game. It's just so helpful for our team, everything. Even like I was playing with him for a bit, and it's a lot of fun to play with him.
Now, Gav, you're in the stands there watching the game, and you see Carter George go into the game. What was the first thought that went through your mind?
I was excited just because, again, like going back to just the kid he is. I knew he was gonna take it and run and at least give us the best chance we could in the game, and he obviously did that. And it was just, again, it was pretty cool. Like, he's been waiting for it. He'd been looking forward to it, and no, I was just really, really happy for the kid for sure.
It's kind of cool that his first OHL action preseason was in Barrie as well. That's when he went in for the shootout and had that famous quote of "Get me one and I got you guys." And then he comes in relief again and does the exact same thing. It's pretty impressive from a 16-year-old.
Very impressive. I mean, yeah, there's not much you can say about it, honestly. It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
For those that didn't see the tweet Thursday night, the St. Mary Lincolns, I believe, must have been on a road trip. They all huddled around a phone watching the game, cheering on their teammate, and when Owen Sound won the game, Tino scored the shootout winner. It sounds like the bus just erupted. So what a moment. Welcome to the OHL, Carter George.
Yeah. Gavin, we heard all of, oh yeah, I forgot what my next question was, but I got it here. We've heard about your famous karaoke on the bus last year, and then you decided to take it a step up this year at Ribfest. Get on the stage and do a little Luke Holmes. How did that happen?
I don't know, honestly. The guys were pushing it. Our coach was pushing it for sure. He was the main guy that made that happen. But I don't know. It was fun. It's just something that doesn't really bother me that much. But it's cool too because we got so many guys that like music and like guitar on our team too. So it's fun to get a rise out of them. And yeah, it was fun. It was a cool time.
Now
sure.
You say you love it. We have a stage right here. You can sing for the people at home if you'd like.
I say do it.
We'll wait for the next Ribfest and see what happens there.
It was a busy weekend for the Owen Sound Attack. 3 games in 4 days. Saturday night at home to the Guelph Storm. Let's take a look at the highlights.
After it there is Sawyer. Fired around the boards. Buckinger, he's got it on the point. His shot tipped out front. They score. Right on the doorstep was Luchenko. Numbers right now as Gaindon comes along. Gaindon got it across there, intended for Gore. Gore puts it right on goal, looking for the loose puck. They score! Stepping out from behind the goal was Matthew Pape. It's been good in the faceoff dot so far tonight. Sedley plays it there for Petrovsky. Burroughs out to Gore. Gore scores! Oh, he pops the water bottle with all the time in the world, and a beauty power play goal for Denny Gore. Backhander save is made. There's another chance with the rebound. Another save made. They score! Antino with Chafe. Chafe looks for help. Fires it on. He scores! I'm not sure if that got tipped out front or not. Back the other way. Over the line. Paquette, his shot, save made by Votary. Loose puck on the doorstep. There's a rebound, high and wide. They still jam away at it, and it's Allen. Picked off there by Fantino. Fantino in. His shot off the post. Votary plays it ahead for Pappas. Pappas walks in again. But quickly, the Storm converge on him. But here's Gore. Gore's shot, he scores! Denny Gore, top corner. It's his second of the game. Oh, and he has it stolen away. Here's McKnight. McKnight centers it. There's a shot, scores! McKnight gives it to McGuire, and he buries it. Carries it in for the Storm. Quatra tries to backhand it. He got a man there. Robinson shot. Save is made. Votary. Oh, he reached back, and it stayed out. In there. Got some help with him. There's a shot off the post. Oh, crossbar again. Heard that a couple times tonight. Sandu has Cormier all over him. Great pressure. Gore, Cormier, save made. Blues puck, scramble. They say no. And they start to applaud.
The Owen Sound Attack victorious over another Midwest Division rival Saturday night at the Bayshore, 5-2 win over the Guelph Storm. Guys, depleted Guelph Storm lineup. They open the scoring. You guys proceed to score 4 unanswered goals in the first period. After a slow start Thursday night, what was the message going into the game Saturday?
I think obviously just get a better start. That's one thing that we've been needing to work on this year, and to have that start helped out a lot.
It was the first time you guys played Guelph this year. You guys played them 12 times last year. It's always fun to get 2 points against the Midwest Division rival, but when you guys had like the rivalry that you guys had last year coming into this year, did it have that same feel in the game? And then for you, Gavin, how nice is it to get the 2 points? So I'll start with you, Ethan.
Yeah,
did it have that feel?
Definitely, yeah. Like, it was obviously weird playing them so many times last year, but you can tell that the rivalry was still there and the battles and all that.
Yeah, the relationship didn't really change from last year. I don't think playing them 12 times. I think if you play any team 12 times, you're not going to like them too much. But no, it was good getting the 2 points coming off of that Barrie game on Thursday. It was fun to watch for sure. Speaking
of relationships, first time going up against Cedric Sinoki Tundu for the Guelph Storm. Just what's it like going up against an old teammate, both of you guys being forwards? I know you're out of the lineup, Gavin, but you're obviously going to give him a nudge or a shove, especially as a defenseman, I imagine.
Yeah, definitely. I try to get around him a few times, but sometimes it's hard to even realize like you're playing against him. You're like, oh, like I just with this guy like 2 weeks. Yeah, it's okay. So, but yeah, it's fun to play against old teammates.
Now, we were watching those highlights, and we saw Antonio Terracini rang the crossbar, and then Ben Cormier just missed an open net. How close are those two rookies to finally cracking the score sheet? How close do you think they are?
It doesn't come closer than that.
They're fighting. They're going to get it eventually, but yeah, they're coming very close. Like, I can't believe that one didn't go in for T, and even Corm's the backdoor one, so it'll come for them.
They're awesome though, right? So the rookies have been great this year, so it'll come for them for sure.
We have to take a quick break. On the other side of the break, you'll have an opportunity to win tickets to a future home game. We'll have What's in the Helmet with Gavin, Bryant, and Ethan Burroughs, and plenty more. You're watching Attack Wrap on Rogers TV.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details. Watching hockey just got a power play with NHL Center Ice and Super Sports Pack. With up to 37 out-of-market NHL games a week, you'll always catch your favorite team no matter where you live. Whether it's big matchups you're looking for or following your top fantasy picks, it's all here. NHL Center Ice, part of the Rogers Super Sports Pack. All this for only $35.95 a month. Say Super Sports Pack into your voice remote to order.
We go.
Believe me, you've never heard a talk show like this.
I'm sleeping with Joe from Carter. By the way, Joe did not touch them all.
Yeah, I have to say, like, your voice is fantastic.
Meet Smitty.
Listen, I'm the brains here.
And Mitty.
And I'm the good-looking funny one.
This is the Smitty Mitty Show.
Catch new episodes of the Smitty and Mitty Show wherever you get your podcasts.
Every year, dozens of Canadians are killed or seriously injured because they take risks around railway tracks. Talk to your loved ones about rail safety. Visit stoptracktragedies.ca.
Welcome back to Attack Wrap. Zach Scribner, Adrien Mouseeau, joined alongside two forwards for the Owen Sound Attack, Gavin Bryant, Ethan Burroughs. I mentioned it at the top of the show. Coach Walter is going to be away at U17s, joining Ben Cormier and Braden Rogers. I believe he's away for the next 5 games. What will it be like on the bench just having Jordan Hill and Sean Teakle?
It'll be fun. those two guys are great. Obviously, Wally's a big voice, but those guys are such smart coaches that it'll be no problem without Wally.
Ethan, in 2019, you attended U17s yourself in Medicine Hat and Swift Current. When the boys, Braden Rogers and Ben Cormier, left, did you give them any words of advice?
I just told them to go have fun, play their game. That's all they can do. They're great players, and it'll show out there, and so they're going to do great.
What do you remember from your time?
I actually got sent home because I had my ear cut in half. I don't know if you remember that. Yeah. So I had some troubles there, and so like I couldn't play. My head was just.
You didn't play a single game?
Didn't play a single game.
No. Sorry for bringing that up.
No.
Gavin, we mentioned Braden. Some have said on What's in the Helmet, he's got the hardest shot on the team. You talk about being close to the first goals. What have you seen in those two so far in their early OHL careers?
They're good players. I mean, they're getting their confidence back, obviously, on the ice, and they're coming so close. But I think off the ice, those guys speak for themselves. I'll be more biased to Braden because I live with him, but he's just he's a good kid. He means so well. He's there working hard every day. But when we get back to the house too, he's always joking around with me and Kobe. So all three of them, Corms and Tony as well, they're definitely good additions to the team this year for sure.
It's been said many of times that this tournament is going to play great for these young kids because only Braden has 1 assist and then Cormier doesn't have a point yet, and now they're going to Delta BC to play against kids their own talent in their own age group, and this might come back, Zach, as added confidence for these two, and it might be a way to pave the way for future success this season for those two kids. So this is nothing but good things to come, I'm sure of it.
Absolutely. I believe we'll hear Coach Walters talk about in a little bit. You mentioned it. You're going back against your own age group. Maybe you pot a goal or two if you're Ben Cormier. Braden Rogers has a strong tournament. He's already been so impressive. I watch him. I have to remind myself he's 16, 15-year-old kid on the back end for the Owen Sound Attack on a really strong blue line.
Just snapping it, tape to tape.
And so you mentioned it. It's just going to bring added success for Ben Cormier, and Greg Walters going to have that experience with Hockey Canada. He mentioned it in an article with Greg Cowan. Maybe you're going to watch a practice for Team Sweden, Team Finland. Take a tip back here and bring it for the Owen Sound Attack. So nothing but good things coming for those three. Best of luck for the three of them at Hockey Canada. Before we go to Sunday's highlights against the Kingston Frontenacs, time for trivia.
Yeah, so here's the trivia question for you folks at home for tickets to London, the game against London on Saturday. It's we talked about it earlier today. Which attack player was the last one to win any OHL or Goalie of the Week award? And you'll receive tickets to November 5th. That's this coming Saturday. So which attack player was the last one to win any OHL Player or Goalie of the Week award?
Just to add there, Hockey Fights Cancer Night at the Bayshore this Saturday. We'll get into that matchup against the London Knights in a little bit. Let's go watch those highlights from this past Sunday versus Kingston Frontenacs.
Stopped at the blue line for the front. Here the attack the other way. Stand off for Fantino. A shot, he scores! What a start for the attack. Julian Fantino. For Petrosky. Petrosky was trying to cut to the net. Belanger around the board. Soto had a man step up on him. Fantino corrals the puck. Good pass as he finds Jordan out into the slot. Gaindon shoots and scores! Cedric Gaindon goes top shelf, and it's 2-0 Owen Sound. Lawrence down the left wing, muscling his way to the goal. Lawrence behind the net, wrap around, and a toe save made. Zhigalov got there. Now he'll make another stop as Burroughs gets denied. Budnick took a hit from Steen. Arcuri fires a shot wide. Right point Burns. Loaded to the net. Here's a chance on the backhand. Pushed wide though. As Pappas coming in on the backhand, and he put it just wide. Sedley gets dumped into the Kingston net. Pappas coming back on a hit on Lewinsky. He'll go for a change. 50 seconds remains. Owen Sound's got numbers. Gore and Burroughs. Here's Burroughs with it. Fire, save made. Gore on the rebound, and it was over top of his stick. Here's McGowan. Brings it in. Traska passing across. They score. Exactly what the Fronts wanted. Lawrence tried to step in for a hit. Open is Budnick. Gets a wrist shot off the mask of George, and he covers up the rebound. Angled to the far side, he shoots it in. Puck slipped by George. Centering pass in front, and a save made by Ethan Burroughs. Now Arcuri can't secure it. Here is Gore trying to be slippery across the blue line. Sedley for Gore. Side of the net, Pappas. Gore stepping in. He scores! Denny Gore with a... Frontenacs have had a pretty good third period to this point. We'll see, though, if the tires are deflated now. Fantino, Dipsy Doodles, fires and scores! And the Owen Sound attack with a pair of goals from Julian Fantino defeat the Kingston Frontenacs 4-1.
Perfect weekend for the Owen Sound attack, 3 for 3, defeating the Barrie Colts, Guelph Storm, and first matchup, I believe, since Shane Wright was here as a rookie with the Kingston Frontenacs Sunday afternoon to complete the weekend. Ethan, Julian Fantino picks up his first 2 goals of the season, same game. We saw it Saturday night. Feels like he's been so snake bitten this year, just post after post. He's been so close, but he finally gets his first 2.
Yeah, I told him, I was talking to him, I was like, just keep shooting. Like, he's such a skilled player that they're going to go in for him. And obviously it did, and super happy for him.
Now, the first start of the game was Carter George, and I was interviewing him post-game, and I was checking my shoulder for the shaving cream. Never came, which was kind of good for me. I got to get a full interview in for the first time this year. But on the other end, when talking to him, he was so humble, so nice about it all. And what was your guys' reaction in the room when he came in? I know you guys had the Sunday skate after, but did you guys give him a little acknowledgement, or what was the reaction?
Yeah, big acknowledgement. It was obviously his second win, but his first career start for the win. But yeah, we're so proud of him, and he was just unbelievable for us.
We've talked penalty kill earlier on. You guys went perfect on home ice, now ranked 7th in the Ontario Hockey League. What do you guys think has been the key to success lately on the penalty kill?
I think it's Jordan Hill. He runs such a clean penalty kill, always making changes, always learning from NHL games and everything, and just the way he runs everything and the way all the guys listen to, it's helped a lot. Now,
speaking of that penalty kill and the power play for that matter, you guys said it a lot last year. You guys weren't good on either of them. You were near the bottom of the league, and now you guys are going to the top of the league. Is it the same message as last year, or did he tweak some things here or there?
I think we've always been tweaking stuff. We're just trying to find the best way and a bunch of different ways to try and score. There's obviously lots of different things we can change up. We have such a deep team where anyone can play in any position. So it's just continuing to practice it.
Before we go into the interview with head coach Greg Walters and Mark McKelvey, we have a winner for the trivia question. Mitchell Reed has the correct answer. Nick Chenard earned goaltender of the week last year. Congratulations, you're going to see a big game against the London Knights, Hockey Fights Cancer Night at the Bay Shore. I mentioned it. Let's join Mark McKelvey and Greg Walters ringside for their interview now.
The Owen Sound attack complete a perfect weekend as they are able to defeat the Kingston Frontenacs here this afternoon 4-1, joined by head coach Greg Walters. And coach, looking back on this weekend, getting 3 victories, all kind of in 3 different ways, contributions throughout your lineups. You've just got to be real happy with what you saw this weekend.
Yeah, we're really happy. Obviously, right from the goalies, right to our fourth line guys, Trissini and Cormier had great weekends and really taking steps here. Brian Rogers was awesome, and listen, our best players were our best players all weekend, and that's what we expect.
Getting big-time performances, there's no doubt about that. But when you're missing some key players like you guys were, how much? Seeing everybody step up, does that give confidence to your group going forward?
Oh yeah, it's huge. Seeing the young kids and first-year guys, learning from our veteran guys. And this, I haven't been around a group like this. Last year was awesome. This year's these kids are even tighter, and they're all with each other. It's a real good family and a great fit going on right now.
Talk a little bit about Carter George. He got a start here this afternoon and had a real strong effort, 27 stops in the game. When was that decision made to give him a start?
It was actually made earlier in the week after the Barrie performance. So, listen, he deserved it. He looks great. He definitely doesn't look like a 16-year-old. And listen, the goaltending is very bright here in Owen Sound.
Certainly is. You can never have enough good goaltending, and you've got some real good performances. Just looking at the rest of the lineup, though, seeing players like Denny Gore, he had a huge week. Players like that have to be the leaders as veterans. Do they feel a little bit of pressure, you think, at times to kind of take the bull by the horns?
I don't think so. I mean, they're elite guys and they're extremely skilled. But with Denny especially, he's working so hard, and it's not just putting pucks in the net and setting up plays. He's extremely good in our D zone now, and his back tracks have been awesome. He's been our hardest working player, and he's getting rewarded.
Now, looking ahead, you're going to be heading off to the under-17s. Maybe talk a little bit about what that's going to be like to be away from this hockey club. You'll miss several games. I know you're looking forward to your opportunity, but how's that process all going to be?
Yeah, obviously I'm going to miss them, miss the boys, and miss everything. I've told everybody this is my 22nd year coaching, and by far the best place I've ever been through ownership and Dale DeGray and our training staff and the fans and the city of Owen Sound. I just love it. So, moving forward there and going away for 2 weeks, Jordan Hill is an amazing coach. He could be a head coach in this league easily. So I love the opportunity that he's going to have and to lead this group. And Sean Tico's come in replace Joey Hitchin and been amazing. So I'm really happy with those guys and give them a new look without me around. And like I said, I know the team will play the same way for them as our character is so strong.
And on the other side of that, how much are you looking forward to heading off to the under-17s?
Yeah, I am. It's going to be fun, and it's a great experience. And anytime you can coach for your country or play for your country, you want to do that. And I'm really excited to just go there and watch the different countries of how they practice and how they play and learn some things. And if we ever stop learning, we're in trouble. So I'm really excited to watch this tournament.
Well, we're wishing you the best of luck, along with a couple of these Attack rookies that'll be with you. Enjoy that experience, and congratulations on a great weekend.
Thank you so much, guys.
All right, the Attack back in action Saturday night against the London Knights.
Thank you very much, Mark McKelvey. Good to hear from head coach Greg Walters after the perfect weekend for the Owen Sound Attack. Adrien Mouseeau.
You guys see what's in my hands. It's the best time of the show, Zach. Grey County's favorite game show, voted by Gavin, Bryant, and Ethan Burroughs. That's who voted this week, so that's why it's the favorite show. And guys, it's What's in the Helmet. Same game as last year, except instead of a hat, I have helmets. Okay? So Ethan's the veteran. He's going to go last. You go first. First question. If you left for the weekend and one player had to house sit, who would it be?
Guy right beside me, 100%.
He's the dad.
That's why he's got the nickname. 100% I give it to Burr.
So now you can't pick yourself.
I was going to say, this is the answer I've been waiting
I'll go with two guys. Obviously, Gavin, Bryant. I trust him very much. But Servek Petrovsky is another guy I would trust. I feel like he's a little off-the-board pick. But
that is an off-the-board pick. Yeah. Haven't heard him at all this year.
That's such a good one, though. He'd be perfect. Yeah.
So I'm going to ask the same question, but who would you not want to house sit?
Lawrence and Denny.
That combo,
that
yeah.
combo
but you just wouldn't be able to. House would be burnt out in 2 days.
100%.
Next question. This one I like this one because we get a varying degree of answers. Last week was Theodore was one of the answers. Smartest player on the team.
Off the ice, like school-wise, probably Cal.
Yeah.
And then on the ice, I don't know. There's a couple guys like Frick, I'd put Denny probably in that now since he's getting better in his own end. Yeah, like probably Denny for sure.
I go with Seds. Seds super smart player, playing both sides of the puck now. So
that's truly impressive. Like when Denny was drafted, he was drafted as centerman, and then Sam's so good at center that Denny has to play the wing now.
That's awesome.
Next question: best hands on the team.
Seds. Probably Seds, yeah. He's got silky hands.
I'm going to go with Lawrence.
Lawrence got good hands.
Yeah.
I watch Seds every warm-up, and I don't know why. It's every warm-up. I just watch his hands, and what he does with the puck is truly amazing.
It's awesome,
It's really impressive.
Yeah, same with Lawrence, too. Though,
yeah.
Well, yeah, Seds would be an obvious choice, but I'm trying to...
yeah.
I don't want to say Sam all the time.
exactly.
Can't be the same answer.
Yeah. Player you wouldn't want to be stuck in a car with for more than 2 hours?
Sorry, Tino. Probably Tino.
Yeah, I'll go with Tino, too.
It's been a common denominator.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Best shot on the team?
Oof, there's a couple guys. Raj, like we said. Bars probably. Yeah, those two outshoot me any day. I got the worst shot in the house for sure. But yeah, Burr too. Burr, you got a pretty good shot, so I'll give you that.
Thank you.
Quick release too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna not the hardest shot on the team, but the most improved. Gavin Bryant. Most improved from last year.
Raise the puck a little
I think my favorite story from last year was when you guys played Goose from the first time, and then you said that, hey, Mac, I'm going to score 5-hole on you. And then you scored 5-hole on him.
Yeah, he wasn't too happy about that, I don't think.
2 questions left here. Favorite hockey memory to date?
I don't know. There's a couple. I don't know. Maybe, I think back when I was a kid, maybe in Tyke, I had like my first organized game of hockey, I think. And like, it was just
in
cool.
Ingersoll District Memorial Arena.
It was, I think it was in Embro, maybe.
Oh,
yeah,
good
in that
6 a.m. in
small
Embro?
one. Yeah, so I don't know. Some like that first kind of game, I scored a couple goals, and that was a lot of fun. Family was there too, so I don't know. Probably that. Yeah, first kind of hockey.
In minor midget, our team went to Florida for our team training camp. We were skating, working out there. That was such a cool experience.
That's really cool. Absolutely. And final question. This is a good one for you guys. I've seen you guys on the links a lot this year or this summer. Ideal golf foursome. First, who would you like to golf as the best scramble on your team, like just the attack, and then anybody in the world that you like to?
Well, on our team, I don't know. I'd be against this guy. I'd probably get Bars on my team and whoever's on his team. There's some good matches there. I don't know if my team's not always on the winning side.
Definitely
but
not.
I think for like anybody in the world, though, I'd bring him as my partner because he's sick. And then let's go up against Biz and Whit probably. Yeah, we'll go get him.
That would be unreal.
That'd be cool.
Unreal.
That'd be
cool.
cool. That. You'd be carrying me, but that'd be fun. That'd be a lot of fun.
I think I'd go, which is like favorite, just to play with some guys.
Yeah.
Steph Curry would be one for sure, just because he's obviously a golfer already, and he looks unbelievable. Kev Smith as well. He's one of my favorite golfers, and just he seems like such a cool dude.
Yeah.
So that would be unreal to play with him, and then yeah, probably Biz. Just Biz, just to have him there.
That's awesome. And that does it for another episode of What's in the Helmet. That doesn't fit my head, guys. Put it back on the shelf. Zach, to you.
We mentioned it off the top of the show, talking about Seti Guindon quietly making his way into the OHL top 10 in scoring. Just how smart he is on the ice it's on display all the time. What's it like playing alongside Seti Guindon?
He's such a skilled and fast player. He's always buzzing around, and he's moving the puck well. He's got a great shot too, and he finds the back of the net and also finds guys' tapes.
A quiet week, looking at the schedule, only one game on Saturday night, and it's Hockey Fates Cancers Night. Have you guys got a chance to look at the jerseys? What do you think about them this year?
They look nice.
Yeah, they're nice.
I think they were really nice last year. So I mean, switching up. They're white this year, right?
Yeah, they're white.
So switching up, I like it for
with,
sure.
With some, I think they're called ribbons. I'm not sure what they're actually called, but
that's
on
awesome.
the sleeve, they're really nice. Fans at home, you guys can bid on those jerseys at attackhockey.com, and the highest bid right now is none other than the newest member of the team, Carter George. So go on attackhockey.com and bid on whatever jersey you'd like to have. Gavin Bryant, number 13, or Ethan Burroughs, number 29.
Or Cubbies.
Or Cubbies. There's also a few signed jerseys by the team that are available for auction as well. But you guys are playing the Knights. You guys went 1-9 against them last year, and you're already 2-0 against them this year. What goes into the change that flipped the script?
I think just us maturing as a team has helped a lot. Obviously, they lost a few of their top players, but just the maturity in our team this year and just knowing what they do has helped a lot.
Now, you're a kid from Ingersoll, Ontario. We've asked you this many of times going up against the Knights. It's one of your favorite things. You cheered for the Knights as a kid. What's going to go into Saturday night to ensure that it's 3-0?
Like Burr said, I think the biggest thing that we got to do with the Knights this year is just kind of not keep last year in the back of our head. I mean, they slapped us around pretty good last year, and I don't think anybody on the team likes losing to the Knights. So, just keeping that in the back of our head and play them like we did the 2 games we beat them, I think we will be in good shape.
Let's throw it back to the summertime. You went to the Florida Panthers rookie camp. First off, what was that experience like for you? Another opportunity at an NHL rookie camp.
It was an awesome experience. I had a great time down there. It was a great group of guys. We had a lot of fun. Obviously, learned a lot. Just seeing all the NHL players and the way they work, and just getting that experience again, and also being able to go up with Goose. That was pretty fun as well. So.
That was my next question. You got to spend a lot of time with former teammate Matt Guzda, just reconnecting that entire time then.
Yeah, definitely. Hanging out with him and a bunch of the other guys, it was a lot of fun.
Now, what was the biggest difference? Previously, you had went to Philadelphia's camp. What was the biggest difference you might have seen in between the way that the 2 camps were ran?
It was obviously a bit different with COVID the first year. Philadelphia had their development camp and rookie camp all in September, so it was a bit of a longer time there. And then just being a bit older as well, going into Florida's camp, I feel like that definitely helped me a lot. I felt stronger and more confident out there. So.
Guys, so after Saturday night, Tuesday in Kitchener, Wednesday home to Sarnia, then that back-to-back home and home with the Erie Otters Saturday and Sunday. So no attack wrap next Tuesday as they visit the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium. Rest and recovery will be key with some matchup against your division rivals. What's going to be the key to success? You guys have so many games in a short period of time after this week. What's the key to success next week with going up against 4 teams?
I think it's just taking care of your body, getting lots of rest, eating a lot. That's all you can really do. We obviously had a few 4-game weeks last year with COVID, and it's just getting back used to that schedule. That'll be our success.
Now, we saw in the schedule you guys play London, Kitchener, twice against Erie, and Sarnia. So all in the conference and 4 in the division. Do you guys, when you get ready to play those games, is it noted in the room that this is a division rival or this is a division game? It's basically a 4-point game. Is that said at all?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you obviously got to get up, I think, a little more for those games. They're such important points, especially earlier in the year. And yeah, it's obviously in the back of our heads, I think. And honestly, it just makes for an even better game. We always seem to have good games against our division teams, and just again having that mindset going in that these points matter, especially early in the season, is huge for sure.
It's interesting you say that because we were eating in the media room on Saturday, and somebody said that this game it's not that big a deal. Like games in March are way more valuable. And then the great Ray McKelvey steps up and he said, you know what the difference between 2 points in October and 2 points in March are? Absolutely nothing. Yeah. So they're just as important. You said it right there. And when Ray McKelvey talks, I listen.
Absolutely. But I mean, you look at the standings. We brought them up earlier. Owen Sound, sure, they're leading the Midwest Division right now, but Erie's just right behind them. They're playing really good hockey. So very big matchups coming up for the Owen Sound Attack in the next few weeks. Now, Gavin, we got to bug you a little bit about your favorite snack to have. Colby Barlow had to buy you some before you went to Erie. What's the story with the croutons?
Oh, I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea. I am probably one of the pickiest eaters in the world. So shout out to my billets because they're unbelievable with the food they make me. I almost feel bad for them at sometimes, but I don't know. I don't like chips or anything, or I don't like cake or anything. It's just that's kind of the snack. Nice to see some guys are hopping on the train.
You guys had big expectations coming into this season. The expectations are still high for you guys this year. You guys are living up so far to those expectations. What's going to be needed to continue to play the hockey that you guys are? We mentioned you guys are second in the conference, third in the league. What's it going to take to continue that?
I think it's just continue to work hard. We have really, in practice, we make sure that we work hard. It obviously translates to the games, and I think continuing to do that will help throughout the year.
So in the interview with Coach Walters, he said it's such a special group this season. Take us inside that dressing room. What makes this group so special this year?
Honestly, there's a lot of things. Like I said about the leadership thing as well. There's so many leaders in that room, and I think when you mix that in and just everybody's desire to win and desire to get better every day, I think it just makes for an unbelievable room. And I can't say that a lot of guys hate each other in that room, and it makes for such a good environment. And I think Burroughs will say the same thing. It's just it's really special for any team in any sport when you get something like this.
One thing that must be a reason for this is junior hockey. There's so much turnover year after year. You could see up to 10 to 12 players change and 12 new players come in. This year, you guys only lost 5 guys and added 5 guys. That must be one of the reasons you guys are so tight-knit. It's the family aspect that you guys started last year, is it not?
Yeah, I definitely think so. Obviously, we got really close last year, and to have majority of the same guys back, it definitely helps.
Guys, we're out of time. Ethan, for yourself, continued success on the ice. Yourself, quick recovery. Gavin, Bryant, thank you to the both of you for joining us. It was a lot of fun. We'll have you on again in the second half of the show as well.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Ethan Burroughs and Gavin Bryant of the Owen Sound Attack. Once again, no Attack Wrap next week, with the Attack being in Kitchener. For Ethan Burroughs, Gavin Bryant, Adrien Mouseeau, I'm Zach Scribner. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Attack Wrap. We'll see you at the rink Saturday night against the London Knights.
The Rogers TV viewer response line. Email us or connect with us on social media.
Sometimes it's hard to say goodbye to an old friend. But when you're saying farewell to your vehicle, Kidney Car makes it fast and easy. Just call or visit our website. We'll take any vehicle in any condition and give you a tax receipt for a minimum of $300. No headaches and no towing charges. It's the one-stop solution for getting rid of your unwanted vehicle in just a few short minutes. When your vehicles reach the end of the road, call us toll-free or visit kidneycar.ca.
Watching hockey just got a power play with NHL Center Ice and Super Sports Pack. With up to 37 out-of-market NHL games a week,